Hey YouTubers, depressing scene, huh? Bet you this looks familiar. You spawn into Operation Metro Camp, you're on Russian side, you're down 300 tickets, and you have no bases. All your bases belong to thems. The other day I posted a Metro guide on how to bust out the US side with some of my thought processes that I use in some of the lanes. And here's the Russian side. That was the most common asked question. Hey, X-Vector, what about the Russian side? Well, here we go. First thing I do is I scout out a squad. I look for cover. Or if there's a three-person squad and they're running ammo and I can provide cover, I think cover is the most beneficial perk for this map just due to the amount of bullets that are always being sprayed at your face. Whether it's Bipod Pros or just one of the three choke points on the map and there's five guys looking at a spot, right? So right now I'm feeling out the map. I'm chilling like Oscar the Grouch in my beautiful dumpster. And I'm trying to look at the mini-map and figure out where the enemies are and if they're saturated in our two main flag buildings. If that's the case, which it is now, I need to clear that out. Now, you can push through to B here, which I've got teammates doing, but don't camp that spot. See these guys over to the left on my mini-map, those plus signs, because they need health? You're going to get killed. But if you can push through, do it. That means don't dilly-dally. Only kill the people you have to kill. Ignore people if you can sneak by them, and go to their gimme flag. Flash their gimme. Burn it. That's the way to do it. But if you sit there, here's the problem. The bad guys are still in both your flag buildings. They could turn around, shoot you in the back. They spawn behind you, and they spawn on B. So you are absolutely in an enemy, or I should say U.S. man sandwich. That doesn't sound a lot of fun, does it? So working the left flank again, and I'm going to kind of put something in my memory bank. It's a painful memory, but it's one that involves my brains being splattered across the concrete right now. So every time I die, I kind of pay attention to where there are clusters of people so that next time I come up there and present the situation or presented with that situation, I know to check that off because we're creatures of habit, right? And that's why I like to vary my looks, and I'll talk about that, is if you play the same spot every time, you're going to get pre-fired, and you're just going to get torn up by players who kind of remember placements. So for people who camp, sometimes it doesn't benefit you if there's a player who kind of remembers where you're at and kind of pre-peek you. So I spawn back on the best spawn beacon in the game, Laugh, so I could put pressure on these guys up here. I might not get the kill, but I'm making them think about my sweet-ass glowing orbs of death as my teammates put pressure on them and get the kills. And did I mention people who camp in corners? That's why. Put that in your memory bank. Every time you check that patio, that's a favorite spot people like to go for. So right now, it's time to clean out the two buildings, the flag buildings that are in front of me. That is my goal because I don't have any help. I'm in here by myself, no minions. So, if I've got minions, or which are the competitive community-based team that I help mentor, I'd have gone for the breach a long time ago. But because it's for myself, or by myself, I got to slow this down a little bit, and here's one of those OP God mode tugs. You could shoot 98% accuracy with an LMG from 400 meters and still not be able to kill that damn thing. So that's important to get down, though. So this guy's going to chuck a grenade. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that because I can't kill the fucking thing. And on we go. So because it's myself, I got to do this the slow, old-fashioned way, which is clear out all the cubbies, get all the bad guys out of there, trying to stay in the burn. What's the burn? Right there. When that flag pops up on your screen, you're contesting the burn. They have more people than we do, so it's not burning. So it's important that I revive, I stay alive, and we try to gain the burn back, which we have here. So if we have one more person than them, we are on the burn. I could play passive, which probably would have been smart, and I wouldn't have died there. Now look, we're off the burn. My one death was the difference there, and we're back on the burn. So our teammates are slowly pushing up, and here's the problem when you get camped out. People turn to sniper rifles. They turn to bipoding in the spawn, which doesn't help. That's the second time that guy's killed me from that spot, and I will remember that spot because that'll come in handy in a little bit. So you notice my spawn is full of teammates, which isn't good right now. So I'm actually looking to squad hop. And always switch your perk. Be mindful of the squad that you join, switch your perk. So look at that. That's I'm in a 32v32 server. There's at least 10 to 12 guys back there. That's not helping you, right? So if you want to be beneficial, find a squad that's pushing, run nice perks for them, run medic. That is the most beneficial class you can run right now. Why? Because you can revive and keep the fight alive where it needs to be. If a teammate dies and has to spawn back and make that run, he's not on the flag anymore. So that's one less body. And if he's just sitting in a hallway, if he's on the burn, he is beneficial. If he's camping a stairwell so you don't get back raged, he is beneficial. So being on the flag is really important. As you can see, we're barely making this burn again. And then I just eat dirt. But I've got medics with me. Like nothing ever happened, right? So I'm going to get killed by that same dude. I have no idea where he's at. No clue. I think third story in the glitch spot, which is kind of lame. So that's one tip, is always look in that third story, because which I'm doing now, which people hide behind that little fire, and they shoot laser beams of death down on you because who looks there? So time to clean it out, and just keep pushing it. You're going to die a lot doing this, but if you've got teammates, if you got people that are playing right, and you're going to break through. And there's that camper guy shooting me again from that spot. So finally I end that, and on we go, and that Maddie Matt guy is complaining again. So now I'm going to jump down, try to get a revive or two, and slowly make the breach into what we call plants. This is what we call plants, or plant store. I know there's still people in the other A building, which we didn't clear out. I know there are people in the Metro building based on the mini map, which is right here. Look in that top right-hand corner. Tons of people in there. So I need to get a C breach because we've got half of A handled, and I need to get somebody from either myself or my squad through and look at the mortar position. Pay attention to that, because that guy's got an invisible mortar, or he's on the top of the map. So I'm going to nade the purported mortarer. What? There's no mortar guy in there. Legit. So anyway, so trying to push through. We are losing A, not looking good, but we're at a point where it's now or never, gotta go. So I'm going to kind of watch my back, because, again, they're behind me in at least one A building. They're in Metro building. Now they're flowing in through Metro building. So the whole goal is help your squad. I got one in store one up at the top right. I've got one trying to push through the lockers, so I'm going to try to shift this locker side. And this is a great spot to pre-nade and pre-fire. And I don't do it right there, but what's pre-firing? When you get ADS on a corner and you start firing, the split second you're about to peak. So actually the first bullet might hit the wall, but it eats into their reaction time, and there's already bullets in the suppression mechanism coming down range. It's very helpful. Look what happened. We're flashing C. Awesome. Now we've got ample guys on B. We've got 4 or 5 guys here. And we've got squad mates pushing down. So this is actually starting to look pretty good. But this is a very fragile spot. Just because we're winning these 2 flags doesn't mean we're going to keep all 3. We could easily lose A because, again, there's a ton of bad guys behind us. So right now it's very important to keep your head on a swivel. If all your friendlies are looking at side stairs and front stairs, you should look at back stairs. If they're split up 50-50 where they're looking, just kind of float in between the front and the back, because one guy can stop 3 or 4 guys coming through. So there's a little death there, and they took A. And there are a ton in Metro buildings still. So my goal is shut down, we call this Metro door, shut down this Metro door, right? And that's an example of finish your kill before you throw down a med pack. I assumed I finished that guy off, because you get used to killing people in X amount of bullets or X amount of time point blank. So that's a critical mistake, so learn from my stupidity there. And there's still a guy here. And I got him with the last couple bullets. I kind of got lucky there. I could have been on an empty mag. So now that we have 2 flags here, my whole goal is to stop the back pressure and protect what we have. A lot of people make the mistake of keep pushing forward. They forget about what they left behind them. A plethora of people on A and Metro building, which is the building that I'm kind of looking at here. So that's my whole goal. Protect what we have and stop the people from coming through. If you guys enjoyed this episode or picked up some new thought process for the next time you're camped out in Russian side of Metro, don't forget to give me the old thumbs up. It really helps me out. And I'm going to leave you with this little clip of me racking out a 2,500 little point streak, all in vain. Why, Metro? Why? Take care, YouTube, and we'll see you soon.